Oh man, we're finally done with Ultra Q. This isn't an Ultra Q episode anymore. Even though
Are you sure about that?
I mean, we have to
Are
rank
you
it.
sure about that?
I mean, I'm fine with ranking it, but I'm glad I didn't have to watch an episode of Ultra Q today.
What did you watch today?
I watched the Digimon movie,
Tell me about the Digimon movie. What kind of kaiju are in that?
Digimon Kaiju, and they're
God
they're
bless
cool.
you.
They're better than any. Well, no, I wouldn't say better than anything, but
Sing me the Digimon song.
hey Digimon, hey Digimon. That
Lots of friends with boys and girls. Hey Digimon, hey Digimon.
God,
Champions of the digital world. Alright, yeah.
that's such a good God. I love that album. I'm gonna see if I can buy a physical copy of it now.
You know what? I bet you anything they're gonna re-release it when they decide to re-release those movies. But we're not here to talk about Digimon. No!
We're here to talk
We are
about
here.
Pokemon.
No. They already did multiple things about that recently, so Pokemon can shove off. You can dilly dally shilly shally with that shush.
That shush.
Anyways, we're here because we're here to talk about Ultra Q in its entirety. This is our season finale!
Thank goodness.
Yes. So, Christian, I would like to rank these particular episodes with you, one by one, and not only are we ranking the episodes, but we're also going to rank the monsters. So the episodes, I'm going to keep it simple. It's going to be, do we like it or we don't? Simple as that.
Oh God. Okay.
Monsters, yeah, monsters are going to be a little bit different. We're going to have 3 points for each of the monsters. So the only one that has two monsters in it is the first one, but we're going to rank them together.
Okay.
And it's going to be on, do the monsters look cool? Do the monsters have any kind of actual activity that make them, feasible for the plot? Like, do they actually do anything? And are they scary?
Okay. That sounds pretty easy to follow along.
All right? Because think about it when it comes to kaiju. Kaiju, generally, they look cool. Generally, they're scary. And generally, when it comes to the plot, they actually do some pretty heavy damage, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
All right. So, you do you agree to these ranking points?
Yeah.
Then let's fucking do it!
Let's get this done.
All right. So, the first episode on our list, sir.
Was it
We have
Enter Gomez or some shit?
Defeat Gomez. If you're going to enter Gomez, you better be fucking prepared.
God.
So, brief recap of this episode. It's about Gomez inside a little tiny cave. All these miners are freaking out. And Jun and Ippei show up for the very first time as the Ultrafilers. They end up finding an egg that's being harbored by this little boy. And this little boy has Litra. Litra is born. He defeats Gomez.
Oh my God, I forgot there was Leecher in that one.
Right? Litra's this little chicken bird, basically, and it ends up killing Gomez, but in doing so, it kills itself.
It was.
Did you like the episode?
I liked it. I think I liked it more because it was a reused Godzilla suit. The story was pretty cool, I guess. I didn't really care for Leecher's design, but overall, I'd give it a positive rating.
Okay. So, at least with the episodes, you and I both like it. So, that's good. So, now let's talk about the monster design. All right. So, you mentioned that when it comes to the quote unquote Godzilla design of Gomez, that you actually really like that.
Yes.
I thought Gomez kind of looked derpy, considering that they also reuse it again for Pegula, and they don't really do much. I wasn't too much of a fan of his design, so that's going to be a no for me.
That's all right. I just liked the way it looked.
Now, what about Gomez being an actual scary monster? Do you think he was actually scary?
No, he was goofy looking. 100% goofy looking.
Now, I'm not entirely sure about that, because if you remember inside the cave, he was actually kicking rocks, like literally kicking rocks.
He was, yeah.
And he was like throwing shit around, and then he comes out, he causes a ruckus, and then unfortunately killed by the bird.
Yeah.
I thought he actually did some decent shit inside the cave.
Yeah,
So
that's true. I mean, I guess what he did was kind of like scary, but I wouldn't call him like an actual scary kaiju.
let's move on to Litra real quick, because then I'll tie the last question all together for both of them. Litra. Did Litra look cool?
No, by and far, no.
Not at all. Litra looked like a really worn out, flappy Zapdos.
Litra looked like a student film monster that they came up with for class.
Right, I agree. So Litra, no go.
No,
Did Litra do anything cool or was it scary?
none of that. None of the above.
Okay, so 0 points on that regard.
Yes.
All right. And then lastly, did they do anything to serve the plot together? Like, were they actually cool for the episode, do you think?
Yeah, I guess I mean they worked in the story. Like I said, I just didn't care for Litra, but you needed a kaiju to counter Gomez, and
Yeah, I think
that's
think for that it was almost like a pre-proto Pokemon battle almost.
yeah, pretty much.
And it also set the expectations that we were going to be getting, multiple kaiju fights throughout the rest of the series, and we didn't get that.
No, it was a PVE kind of show.
Pretty much, yeah. So I like that it tried to set that expectation, but it also shows that the show ended up not delivering on that aspect.
No, not at all.
So it's not the show, it's not that episode's fault. It's the show's fault, but it's not the episode's fault. So yeah, I think that it actually managed to do what it needed to do there. So you think so? I think so.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
make it super easy. That comes out to 4 out of 6. It's not bad.
Out of six, why such a weird number? It's usually like out of
5 out of 6. My bad.
Okay, five. Wait, but why out of six? I have to ask.
Because it's 3 points for each of us. So
Okay,
it's 1 point on the does it look cool scale, 1 point on the fear or coolness scale, and third point on does it serve the story scale.
okay, I get it.
All right. So that was episode 1. And we both liked the episode, so that means that it's a 100% rating on that.
It's
So
a
we're good there.
100% banger of an episode.
Exactly. So now we're moving on to episode 2. Do you remember what that one is?
I do not.
It's our favorite one of the ones that got animated. Goro and Goro.
Goro and Goro. I don't remember this one at all.
The monkey.
The monkey. Hold on, I have to look this up.
You don't remember the monkey
Oh,
suit?
yeah,
The
I
one
remember.
where it's the guy who drinks the fucking milk?
Yeah, the King Kong suit. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember it now.
Damn, how do you not remember that? We've looked at this video multiple times.
It's been so long since I've watched that episode.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Goro and Goro. Brief recap on this one. There's a giant monkey that's on the loose, and it's been drinking this really. I don't remember what it was, but it was drinking this thing that basically managed to size it up from a regular, ape to a giant ape.
Yeah.
And now people are trying to take it down, and the only person who can understand it is another dude named Goro, who, in all sense of the words, is not all
He had
there.
monkey brain.
And he had monkey brains. Yeah, just like Frank, how he has
He has
donkey
donkey
brains. This kid
brain.
has monkey brains. I'm glad you understand that reference
Yes.
now. I remember liking this episode quite a bit, even though it was kind of weird how they ended up tackling him. But I actually remember liking the episode quite a bit. What about you?
I think I did. I don't remember. I feel like I would have to rewatch it, but I remember the monster suit. The ape suit was really like derpy looking, like in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of in terms of plot, I completely forgettable.
It's all right then. But at least you like the episode from what you remember.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Now let's talk about the kaiju itself, Goro. So we know that it was a reused King Kong suit, right?
Yeah.
Did you think he looked cool?
No, he looked like
No.
he looked like he was eating like a warhead. Like his face was kind of
Wow.
scrunched up.
Was not expecting that.
Yes.
All right. Honestly, I didn't really like his design either. So I'm kind of with you.
Good.
He really looked like a malnourished monkey despite having all that weird nut milk.
Yeah, it didn't look cool at the end.
Nah, not at all. Did the monkey do anything cool or fearsome?
I don't remember it being scary.
So the only thing I remember it doing is it walked up to a building. I remember laughing at it at one point because the way that the army ended up shooting at it, it shot it in the butt and it just like scratched its butt like, ow, why'd you shoot me in the butt? You remember that?
Not really, but I
Wow.
believe you because I
Who
believe that's
are
something
you?
that would happen.
And then he ends up passing out after drinking too much. Like they
Oh yeah,
overfeed
he does
it.
like OD on some like milk or some shit.
And then, like, as he's passed out, he just starts scratching himself further and just falls asleep again.
You gotta do what you need to do before you fall asleep.
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't really care for his actions either. So,
Yeah, I mean it was
le-
an okay episode, I guess. I'd give it out of my own rating of 5, like a 2 out of 5.
nah, we're not doing your ratings. We're doing my ratings. All right. And then lastly, did the monkey serve anything to the story? Like, did it serve the plot?
Yeah, I mean it was like one of the main focuses
Okay.
of the plot.
I agree with you. That only gives it 2 out of 6 points, though.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, so we'll go on to the next one then, episode 3. Episode 3 is The Gift from Space. Now, this one you should remember.
This is the one with like the what was it? Namagon, the snail? Yes.
Yeah. Did you
Because
pull up the wiki? Don't lie to
no,
me.
but I do
All
remember this
right.
one. This one was I like I said, snail kaijus are underrated.
Yeah,
And this one was kind of
absolutely.
creepy because it showed up at night when it started, and like the
hmm
eyes were glowing.
I really liked a lot of aspects of this particular episode, especially with the whole thing where it's like gangsters, they're trying to rob, random shit, and then one of them ends up dying. If I don't remember, if I remember right, one of them ends up dying inside that pool of random stuff where I couldn't tell if it was acid or whatnot.
Oh
It was
yeah.
just this black goo, and one of the gangsters ends up dying in that way. Another one ends up getting zapped.
Yep.
Um, it was a good episode, especially with the way that the how it ended, where you've got another snail kaiju at the end.
I don't remember the ending, but I do. Yeah, I do remember the second snail, and they like dumped salt water or something on it, or I don't remember, but it didn't really kill it at the end. It just said it could be back.
So I'm looking at the ending right now. It says when one of the spheres inadvertently comes in contact with heat, it grows to huge proportions and hatches a giant slug-like monster called Namagon, which then kills the gangster and his accomplice. Oh wait, that's that scene. That's the one where it
Yeah.
falls off the cliff and dissolves in the water.
Yep. That's right.
Dr. Ichinotani theorizes that the spheres were sent by an advanced alien race, possibly as a warning to mankind for launching so many pesky space probes.
Oh no.
So
Not space probes.
Meanwhile, Yuriko wore the second sphere as a necklace, unaware of the monster inside waiting to be born.
Yeah.
So,
Again, I don't remember the story, but the
yeah,
monster was
it
cool.
was it was interesting. That's that's all I can really say about that. But let's talk about the monster itself. Namagon.
It was
Was Namagon cool looking?
it was a very good looking design. Like I
I
said,
agree.
the eyes lit up at night. I think it had a really cool roar or like sound that it made, but it was very like I said, snails need to come back more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, do you think that Namagon was fearsome or cool?
I think it was cool, cool
Okay.
as hell.
I actually think it was kind of fearsome at one point. It did get kind of goofy when it fell off the cliff, but yeah, it was definitely fearsome.
Yeah,
Um, Lastly, did it serve the plot?
yeah. I mean, I think that was a focal point of the episode.
I agree. So that gets a full 6 points, 3 from you and 3 from me. So that's a full 100 scale mark right there, Namagon. You better win, you fucking snail.
Right?
All right, next one. Ooh, next one. All right. Mammoth Flower.
Um, forgettable, forgettable. I just know it shows up in Shin Ultraman. It's just cool to kind of see it, but I don't remember the plot either.
Yeah, this episode stunk. I remember remembering bits about the episode, where it's like, oh, they have tentacles that come out and you're unsure of what they're gonna do, and it didn't really show exactly how it was going to attack. And yeah, just about everything about that episode was not great.
Didn't they set it on fire?
I'm looking. I think they did. Let me see. June flies Dr. Genda high above the mammoth flower. In his Cessna, the scientist drops a special device that showers carbonic acid gas upon the giant plant and it is destroyed.
Never mind. So it's not like Pokemon logic where grass is weak to fire type.
Nope, none of your little cookie cutter BS here.
I mean, it makes sense, but I don't. Yeah, I don't remember how it ended.
Yeah. So, monster design. Did it look cool?
For what for what it was, just being a big flower, it looked decent.
Really? You liked it?
I mean, I wasn't like really cool, but just for being like a stationary impending doom thing, I mean, it looked cool. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but I wouldn't say it's dumb either.
I was not a fan of it.
I mean,
Just didn't
I
care.
understand that because I mean,
Yeah.
it's a flower. What's there to really be so scared about? But I mean,
And that brings up the next point. Was it scary? Or was it cool?
no.
I didn't think so either. Did it serve the plot? Like, did it do anything to help move things along?
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody was trying to figure out how to kill it.
Alright, I'll give you that. So, that gives it 2 points from you, one from me, 3 points.
All right, 3 to 6.
Yeah, that's, half, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, your favorite one is here. Are you ready?
Oh god,
Pegula's here.
like the worst designed. Like
You mean Blue Gomez? Blue Gomez with wings and derpy feet?
it looks like if that like the seal looking one and like Gomez had a kid.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he, he looked like a bat with a, what's his name, Cthulhu type face, but he always looked high.
Oh yeah, he did always look high. His eyes were super low.
Yeah.
I think
Now,
he probably just had munchies the whole time. But you know,
I remember this being one of the episodes that we were first like, this episode sucks.
yeah,
This is
because
the
it
one
was
where they're actually out in the Arctic, and like the only way that they could scare it away was from, this moss that was found by a dog that was there, that somehow the dog didn't die because it kept eating the moss.
oh, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being in
Yeah.
like in the Antarctic setting, which I thought it was gonna. I think that's always a cool setting because I like the thing, but
Yeah.
it didn't really work.
No, it really didn't. And you didn't even get to see Pegula that much in this episode.
No,
No. So, first things first, design. I didn't care for the design.
absolute,
Wasn't a fan.
absolute trash.
Yeah, exactly. Was he scary? He didn't do shit.
No, not at all.
He wasn't cool either. He just didn't do shit. And then lastly, did he serve the plot? You didn't really see him. They literally didn't see him until the end of the episode.
He
And
was
it's more like them trying to figure out how to get rid of him and try to survive in that harsh weather. He didn't do shit.
he was almost
Fuck
like an
that.
inconvenience. Like they had other stuff they had to worry about. Now they got to worry about Pegula.
Exactly. He was literally an inconvenient truth.
I hated it.
That was a bad episode. That was really bad.
It was
Here
poopy.
comes your actual favorite episode though. You ready?
Which one is it?
Grow up, little turtle.
Fuck this episode.
So,
This was the
Christian.
Fever Dream episode.
uh-huh.
This was the Walmart version of what Gamera could have been.
Yeah, except if Gamera had a speedometer on his back.
Yeah, and this one, you liked this episode.
I did.
I didn't.
So, technically, there's multiple kaiju in this one, but I'm only going to really talk about Gameron on this one because the other ones, they didn't really matter.
Oh,
Gameron was the one that they mainly focused on.
there's the Manda one, and then I forgot what the other one was, but I remember the serpent dragon.
Yeah, there was the dragon, and then there was the phantom girl, the Otohime.
I don't remember that one.
She was the one who, like, the little boy ended up talking to and ended up getting the box at the very end.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, you hated the episode, so
Yeah.
it's alright.
This one I completely
So-
suppressed in my memory.
So, quick recap: little boy ends up getting kidnapped by some gangsters, and as he ends up getting kidnapped, he has a little pet turtle that he has with him, and then the turtle somehow magically grows bigger and bigger and bigger,
Yep.
and ends up getting a speedometer on his back and starts flying. It's awesome.
And then don't they go to like
Christian
some like
doesn't think
weird
so.
dimension or something like that? I don't remember.
Yeah, it goes to like a spectral plane or whatever. But yeah, I think he ends up going to like the Dragon Palace. That's what they call
Yeah,
it.
some dumb shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gameron, cool looking.
No. Not at all. It looks so
You are a
dumb.
bald-faced liar.
It looked dumb.
I thought he was cool, specifically just because of the speedometer. That speedometer won me over.
It was a dumb.
Um, Did Gamron do anything cool?
No, I'm gonna just say no in spite of how much I didn't like this episode.
I know. Why do you have to hurt me?
I'm not. I mean, I'm just saying I just hated it.
you you just want to hurt me. I understand, but I get it. I get it. But for me, I thought I thought it was
It's
cool.
a poop episode.
Did it serve the plot?
None at all. Well, I guess it helped the little
No.
kid to escape reality in some sort of way. I don't remember, but
I don't think it did because it was mainly about the little kid's imagination.
yeah, it was a
The
dumb.
it was used as a small little transition device, almost akin to a plot device, but it definitely it didn't serve the plot whatsoever.
No,
So I don't think so.
not one bit.
No. So I'm gonna say no. And so for that, we have 2 out of 6 points. So we're doing pretty good. We're on episode 7 next. You know, if you're feeling strong, you feeling like we're gonna get some higher episodes next.
I don't think so. And I forgot there's like 28 episodes. Jesus.
Oh, get ready because this next one was great too.
Which one was this
SOS
one?
Mount Fuji number
Oh,
7.
this was the one with like the dingleberry looking kaiju, right?
Dingleberry Kaiju. Explain.
It just did. It. It looked like poop.
No, it wasn't that one.
Which one was it? 7? I don't remember that.
This is the one where it had the guy named TK, who was the mountain man who had a sister who was looking for him because he was long lost, and there was this kaiju that was going around that was basically like this giant rhino looking thing. It had a horn, and TK was the only one Takeru, but TK was the only one who could beat it for whatever reason, and he just randomly like just blew it up. I guess I don't remember exactly, but
I
it was so
I
dumb.
don't remember. I'm looking up the kaiju now. I remember the kaiju. I don't remember this episode one bit.
It was not a good
I
episode.
didn't think it was.
Yeah, I can basically tell any episode that you don't remember is not a good episode.
I mean, yeah. Why am I gonna remember the bad ones? You know what I mean?
True, Nami. um, now that you're looking up the kaiju, what do you think of the design?
It looked derpy. It's got small little hands. It looks like a
It did.
comma.
It really did. I didn't find anything fascinating about it. It just wasn't there for me.
No, not at all.
Um, Same thing when it comes to it being cool or fearsome. One of the things I remember about it is that it rolled around at one point.
I don't remember that either.
That's all I remember from it is that it rolled around. And I don't remember it actually doing anything to help facilitate the plot. Like, it was mainly all about TK, and that was it. Like, it wasn't really about him. Like, the monster was just there at the end, and, like,
I don't.
it was just kind of boring.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think I'll ever care for this episode.
Likewise. So that's 0 from you and 0 from me, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right then. So now we're on to number 8. Oh boy, do you remember this one? Terror of the Sweet Honey?
Oh, this is the mole one.
This is the mole one.
I actually like. I think this kaiju design actually ended up settling well with me. I liked it.
All right, I'm going to ask you more about that in a minute here. What did you think of the episode though?
I don't remember it. I just remember them. It was like a somebody breaking into a honey like greenhouse
It
or
was a honey
something like
badger
that,
episode.
and they let a mole in there to eat the honey, and the honey makes people bigger. That's all I
Do you
remember at the
remember that the
beginning.
mole ended up killing itself at the end?
I don't remember that.
The mole ended up tunneling underground and it ended up going into the lava from the previous episode because um, that rhino looking thing ended up causing a volcano or some shit. And this thing ended up tunneling underground and ended up just dying because it decided that it wanted to go into the lava.
I don't remember that at all.
Yep. It was such a weird end to the episode. The thing that bothered me about the episode was that there was a forced love triangle with it. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Where it was the guy who said, yeah, there was a guy who was like, I'm gonna right all my wrongs. I'm gonna blow this thing up, and then I'm gonna confess my love to this woman who's a guest on this episode. The thing is, I'm dying. I sacrificed myself, and it did nothing because it had no damage to the mole whatsoever.
No, dog, I don't remember this one bit.
It was not a good episode. What did you think of the design?
I actually really like this design. Something about the
Really?
small, like beady eyes that light up, and
And
just
flapping heads full of lies?
yeah,
Blame Canada.
blame Canada. But besides the South Park reference, I think it looked really cool for being a mole. I mean, it was pretty scary looking. Like if I had a smaller one running after me, I'd be pretty scared.
I guess. I mean, I didn't like the design, but I did think, with what it was doing, it was kind of scary. I mean, it was managing to actually do a lot of destruction against all those. Like, it managed to withstand all those missiles that were being shot at it, if you remember that at all.
I do remember that. Yeah, it did take a
Yeah,
lot of abuse.
it did. Do you think it served the plot?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the creation of somebody screwing up, and then they had to deal with it.
Yep, I agree. So that is two from you and two from me. So that's 4 points. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. So now we're going to go on to episode 9. Oh boy.
Boy, oh
Oh
boy.
boy. You like episode 9, Christian? Do you like episode 9? You fucking don't. It's Bear and Spider, bitch.
Oh, is this one where everybody gets like yellow fever?
It's the one where that one dude got yellow fever and like he got webbed up
I don't remember it either.
and fucking Ipe started playing the goddamn ocarina.
Ocarina? I don't remember that one.
You don't remember me yelling about the ocarina and then calling out everyone who plays Zelda?
I probably if I listen to it, yeah, but no, I don't remember.
Yeah. They end up going into this mansion that they find, and they remember this tale of something about the Spider Baron, about this man who lived in a dwelling, who harbored a bizarre attraction to spiders. Legend had it that his only daughter was accidentally killed by a poisonous tarantula, and when she was reborn, she became a spider, which made her dad go insane. That was the whole point of it. And then in the entire episode, they're being, chased and attacked by tarantulas.
Yeah, that barely rings a bell.
Yeah, the episode was not good. It was one of these, it was another stinker.
Yeah, I'm okay with probably not watching that again.
No. However, if I remember right, the spiders themselves did look pretty cool. Because it was all practical. It was basically just giant dolls. There was nobody in a suit or anything like that. Not dolls, they were puppets. And you could see the wires whenever they were coming down from the ceiling, and you could see how they were all being moved, little legs, each one by one. And they were actually legit scary because, like, when you see them attacking the individuals, you could see them like lift up and like start spraying the web, and they would just come after everyone little by little.
I remember that a bit.
Um,
Yeah,
what really gets me is the sound design for that episode, mainly because when somebody tries to stab it, you hear a large thunk
yeah,
right into its abdomen. So yeah, I honestly really like the spiders themselves. The episode itself sucked.
yeah. It
Um,
did.
so I thought they were cool. I thought that they were actually scary, but did they serve the plot?
I feel like that could have been replaced with anything else, and
They really could have.
I wouldn't have cared either way.
Right, that's the issue there, is because basically, like, the whole point that they were even there in the first place is because they're supposed to be in tandem with the actual Spider Baron plot, whatever, blah, 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 or Spider Baron legend. Um, I'm gonna say that they did, just because they managed to tie it in.
I guess.
I mean, you don't agree?
Yeah, I guess. No, I agree.
You do agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there we have it, boys. We've got a 6 out of 6 for that one. Look at that. We know what we're doing. All right, Christian, guess what?
Oh, this is the one I don't like. I just looked it up. This is the one
Number
where
10?
the seagull one. Ugh.
No, that's not number 10.
Yeah, it is. Right?
No, it's not. Are you messing up the fucking numbers again, just like how you did with number
No,
19?
the Underground Railroad one. Super Express.
That's not the seagull.
We're on 10, Sean.
Yes.
Which one is 10?
The Underground Railroad one is the one where it has the experimental train.
Yeah, with
And it has the gorilla-like thing that's
Yeah.
on the inside.
and at the
That's
end
not
of
a
it,
seagull.
and at the end of it, he said, "I'm a seagull."
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. I'm no longer
Yes.
yelling at you.
God,
My bad.
yeah, that one was ass. This one was
I like the episode. I thought the episode itself was really interesting.
it
It was
bored me.
okay, fine. I thought well, okay. You remember my rule with this one, or with this show in general. When it comes to kids episodes, it's always a 50-50
It's always a
that
hit and
it's going
miss.
to be kids or hit or miss. For you, it was a miss. For me, it was a hit. I liked a lot of aspects to it, which made it a hit for me. One of the driving aspects was mainly the fact that um, the ending point. Do you remember when they were trying to crash into different things to get it to stop, and you see all the explosions at the end?
Yeah.
That was cool. I like the fact that they couldn't find a way to actually uncouple or get the train to stop on their end. They were trying to figure out how to do it, and then the monster was just acting like a crazy potato, basically.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
It,
I don't know. I like that. I also like the nonsensical ending where it said I am a seagull. Now that I remember that, um, I don't know. I like the episode. I know you don't.
nah, I'm okay with like never watching this again.
It's all right. So the monster itself, design, trash, right?
100%.
100% trash. That thing was garbage looking.
This thing looked
Um,
terrible. Like this thing wasn't even scary or like for
no,
anything. It just looked like booty.
wasn't scary. Didn't look cool. It did serve the plot though. It was basically the driving force as to why the whole thing, was derailing and going fast and shit. So it did what it did.
Yeah, it was kind of but it looked so dumb and the way it floats away at the end, it didn't
I
make
mean,
any
I like
sense.
that. I like that a lot. So that's 1 point from you and 1 point from me. So that's 2 out of 6.
Yeah.
So now we're on number 11,
Which one was
Beluga.
11?
I I just said it was Beluga.
Balloonga? Balloon Oh,
Yeah,
the big like mold in the
the
sky?
big ugly moldy balloon, the flesh balloon.
Yeah. Then I don't remember this one either. This one I don't remember squat about this one.
So, from what I remember, and I'm gonna loosely look at the plot here. This guy ends up finding Balloonga out in space, and then they end up somehow sending it back to Earth, if I remember right. And it looks pretty harmless, and they put it inside this little suitcase, and then it starts draining electricity from everything and everywhere. So like cars are stopping in the middle of the road, everything else is pretty much like EMPing itself. And as it absorbs the electricity, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The only way that they can stop it is that they had to actually launch a rocket up into the upper atmosphere to create a fake sun for Balloonga to be attracted to it and go away.
I don't yeah, that none of that rings a bell at all.
Yeah, it was not a great episode. Um, let's talk about the design then.
Looking at it, it looks like a piece of mold. It looks
Yeah,
mold with
it looks like
lights.
literally like a snot bubble. It's gross. That's all it is. It's just gross.
Yeah.
Um, is it scary? Hmm,
I think it's more
debatable.
menacing because it's like a looming threat, but I don't think it's scary.
All right, with it being menacing, do you think it actually has potential to be scary or cool?
No.
No. All right. What about serving the plot?
I mean, yeah, they
I
brought it
think
to
it did.
Earth.
Yeah. So basically, with it being the entire episode about it, and considering that the whole thing was just trying to figure out how to get rid of it, yeah, it did its job. So,
Yeah,
yeah, Balloonga episode sucked, and so do you.
not really memorable at all.
Yeah. You know what was worse? The following episode.
Which one was the following one?
I saw a bird!
I saw a bird. I don't remember this one either. This one, I'm looking at the image
This
of
was the
this.
one that both you and I could not tell what happened during the plot because we had no idea what was going on. We both watched it and we both did not know what was happening.
Again, I don't remember this. I just
It
know this bird looks like it's wet.
like there was a kid and he was like this little kid who was like walking different piers and like he was being attacked by adults and then he got saved by a bird and then the bird ended up becoming a kaiju. That's all I know. That's all I remember. This was not a good episode. This episode was terrible.
Yeah, I don't remember this one. I even
So,
looking at the kaiju, I barely even remember watching anything about it.
right? It was garbage.
very
So
much.
this is just going to be very quick on our end. Don't even need to rate the monster on its own,
No,
because that's a doo doo episode right there. So everything about that garbage.
it's poo. It's poop.
Yeah. So we can move on to Garadama.
Which one's Garadama again?
Don't you remember Garadama? You get to see it twice.
Oh, the Dingleberry one now. Now we're at it.
So this is the one where it
It
starts off as comets landing inside of a lake on top of a mountain and vaporizes that dude that's on a boat.
I barely remember the plot for this one. I just remember the monster drowning itself on accident after they put saran wrap over like a rock.
Yes.
And that was it.
So the episode is interesting to say the least because they bring in a lot of different cool effects for it. A lot of it had some really weird cuts, but considering what they're trying to do back in the day, you're just gonna have to go with it.
I
The
guess.
episode plot wise, it's them trying to figure out how they're going to stop it, per usual when it comes to these kaiju episodes. But it's also another, rescue attempt for these women who were on a boat that got stranded on the side of a mountain. It's a pretty interesting episode, honestly. I actually enjoyed it.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it one bit. I just remember that they had to stop it by putting like
Well,
a screen mesh around it.
I'm
Around
going
the.
to mark you as that you don't like it then.
Yeah, that's fine.
So when it comes to the Garadama design, spiny shit covered hedgehog, what do you
I know
think?
it's super memorable because it's an Ultraman villain, but I just it didn't look that scary. I didn't really care for it.
It didn't look scary. I will say that with all the things that it does, it is pretty menacing though. Cause with the way that it's got its like mouth agape every now and then, and it's got like its long salad finger hands, and it's just like,
Oh yeah.
just like flicking them around and shit. I don't know. I thought that was actually kind of cool for it. So I'm gonna give it a like on that one. I honestly do think that it served the plot, especially considering that the way that they had to stop it was basically, trying to figure out how to kill it in the dumbest way.
It was super dumb.
It was very dumb, but I think it served its purpose. So, do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So that's 2 points from you and two from me, so that makes it 4 out of 6. So, not bad, not bad. Now we're gonna go to another one of our favorites, Tokyo Ice Age with Scrat, the squirrel from Ice Age.
Oh, is this Pegula again?
Yes, it
Oh
is.
God. Yeah. Then just yeah. Everything I said about whatever the last one with Pegula just inserted exactly into this one.
Just garbage, garbage,
Just
garbage.
trash. Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree on that. So first, I do think it was a bad episode. Um, However, when it comes to Pegula being scary this time around, I actually do think he's scary. If you remember, he's actually freezing over the entire city this time around,
He's
to the point
Frozone.
where he basically is. And he's got that black smoke cloud that's coming out of his face, but it's just like a black, not even really smoke, but it looks like it because of the way that it's filmed. It's like a black, smoky
Like
gush of ice
haze.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's honestly pretty scary. And when they actually like show the main guy, the guest actor who's the drunken pilot who's also a bad father,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
it's so dumb. When he goes up and then he actually suicide bombs Pegula, that's a pretty terrifying, physique to him. Like you actually see like a terrifying look at it. I'm gonna say that he actually looked pretty terrifying in this, and he was pretty fearsome in it. He definitely served his plot, so I think he did the job very well in this one.
Sure. Whatever makes you happy, Sean.
Are you still all nose?
Whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess.
Are you
Yeah.
still all nose then?
All knows. 100%.
All right. Well, that's just 0 from you and 3 from me. Here is one of my favorite episodes, though.
Oh,
Kanegan's Cocoon,
you know what? This was a good children's story episode.
which is surprising. Which
Yes.
was very surprising.
Oh, it was decent. It wasn't like the best episode, but given
But
like
you didn't hate it. You didn't hate it.
no, I didn't. It was okay.
Good. That's all I ask of you, is to not hate the things I love.
Because I know this is a kids episode and kids episodes are always
Yeah,
weird. It was
yeah,
it was a weird like moral of the story kind of episode.
yeah.
Don't
Don't
be
become
greedy.
don't be a grungy picker. It's weird.
Exactly.
So, that being said, let's talk about Kanegan. Little little Kanegan.
Little can again.
Kanegan. Can I get a Kanegan here? What do you think of the design?
It's
Because personally, he looks like Sand Dollar Alpha 5.
he does. He looks like if Alpha 5 had a clam for a head.
Yeah.
But I mean it was okay.
But I
It's
like that.
decent.
I liked it. Um, was he cool? Was he fearsome? No,
No.
not at all.
I think it
But did he
was
serve the plot?
I think it was cool because he was like a normal size kaiju, not like a giant.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of it.
Right, because he didn't really do anything to like wow you. Basically,
Yeah.
the only kind of wow factor was basically the ending, and even then, it's just like, well, that's just more to serve the plot again.
Yeah, and then his
Um,
family turns into the Conagons, little kids.
right. So yeah, that's pretty much all that we got for that. I enjoyed the episode for what it was.
It
So
was
that's
okay.
2 points from you and 2 from me. So that's 4 out of 6. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're more than halfway through now.
Yeah.
So are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, this freaking Dingleberry comes back again. I remember this one.
Garamon strikes back.
And it's like the face of like it seems like it's like the face of Ultra Q. Every time I look up Ultra Q, it's always this kaiju that pops up.
It's literally on the cover of the discs, dude.
Oh yeah, see there you go.
So, this episode, I liked this episode. And hear me out. Because not only do we get the Garamons, because we get not 2 Garamon, I think we actually get 3.
Yeah, there's multiple. Yeah, there's 3 of them.
And not only that, but we also get an alien.
Is this the one with the alien? Where like
This one has the cicada human at the end. The
Is
guy
it?
who has he has the rainbow. He has
the see-through
uh,
shirt and everything?
yeah, he has the raincoat on
Yeah,
basically.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
I enjoyed this episode because the whole thing was actually just a giant, like, it was almost like it was a chase, almost, because the guy who kept on trying to get away from everyone, and they were all trying to seek him out, but they weren't really know who to get. It's just the way that it was done. I actually liked it.
Yeah, it was decent.
Yeah. So
I think this was the
that
better
one was
episode.
good.
If I remember, this was the better episode of the 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now back to the Garamon. It was the same exact design.
The same thing. So just put everything over.
Yeah. So, do I include Cicada Human? No, because he wasn't.
Isn't really there. He was just there for
Right.
the ending, just shoehorned in
Exactly.
essentially.
And that was cool for the plot. That was cool for the plot, but that's all it was the plot.
Yeah,
So, ooh, now we're getting into the weird shit. The 1/8 project.
I like this episode.
As did I.
This was
Christian.
good. I know you didn't like the ending.
I didn't. I mean, you know why I don't like the ending. Like, I don't like cop out endings. I
Yeah,
don't like it where it's a dream, where it's like, oh, but we're just gonna explain it all away because it didn't happen. Well, guess what, Missy? It's TV.
it's TV.
Unless it's the news, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
But let's look at it this way. As long as you get something as a whole and it's enjoyable, and you just happen to like it, then it's good.
Yeah,
So I really like this one. This is the one where Yuriko ends up getting shrunk down to 1/8 size, and she's trying to get Jun and Ippei to find her. And then when they find her, they are the reverse kaiju. I thought that was cool. That was a really like reverse trend.
Yeah.
That was just really cool.
it was cool seeing the miniature that they made for like that town area for the 1/8 area. And also some of it was actually kind of funny how like
It was,
they lower.
yeah. Like that fat dude who was in the prison. He's like, "Oh, but I'm really hungry. I guess I'm gonna eat you."
Yeah, and then also when they find out that essentially Yuriko's like an illegal, they put her in a box.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Just
So
get in the box.
here's what they consider as the kaiju for this one. They actually consider the 1/8 humans as the kaiju.
I mean, I believe it. Yeah, I mean they're in there. Jun and Ippei, or Jun and Ippei are like causing damage.
Right, but wouldn't you consider Jun and Ibe the kaiju in this respect?
Yeah, because they went to the 1/8 town and like wreaked havoc, and everybody was
S-
like freaking out about
So
it.
who are we gonna rate as the kaiju in this one? Are we rating Jun and Ibe, or are
Yeah.
we rating the 1/8 humans?
The Juninipe.
All right. So you heard it from us, folks. We're gonna distinguish ourselves away from the wiki here.
So,
We're rating Jun and Ipe. Jun is a dick.
but I'd say 10 out of 10. They were really good.
Ipe, you're the best.
They were being
Honestly,
considerate. Like
they
they weren't like stomping around. They were actually trying to, mind their steps. But then,
they were trying to, and honestly, if you were in the position that the 1/8 people were, you would still be terrified because it's other people there
yeah,
and they are
just
still
squished.
causing damage. Exactly. Or, knocking shit over or like getting into the
Yeah.
power lines. That would still be incredibly fearsome.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, full marks across the board for me. What about you?
Yeah. I liked it. I'd say 10 out of 10. One of the like
Well,
most solid episodes so far.
3 out of 3, motherfucker. So.
Yeah, sure.
All right. This one.
What's the
The
next one?
Rainbow's Egg.
The
This is
Rainbow's
another kids
Egg.
episode.
Oh, this is the one that was like ass again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this
This
one you didn't like.
this is the one where it was the grandmother who was in the wheelchair who's been lying to her kids all
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
and she just wanted to walk. That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I just remember the kaiju just looked really. It looked like Anguirus if he was like thrown through a blender,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah. This was not a good episode. It was not fun. It
No,
was not it was not weird enough. It's just not a good episode. It was not engaging at all.
none at all.
I'm looking at the kaiju right now. It literally, if I remember right, there was one moment for this particular episode where it actually did look kind of scary, and it kind of felt like a little bit of a Jurassic Park moment. And it's where the little girl who's in it, her name is Pico. She's trying to get this giant quote unquote egg, and she's actually in one of the tracks that Pagos actually makes. The giant kaiju,
Oh yeah.
and she's inside one of the tracks, and as she's hiding, Pagos actually walks over, that track. And it's actually pretty scary, based on perspective. So I
Oh
will give
yeah,
it
I
a
do
point for
remember that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will give it a point for that. But for the actual design of it, where it just looks like a little rock with a face on it, like a little dragon face and two stumpy legs, nah,
Yeah, I'm okay.
nah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
And did it serve the plot?
No.
No. If I remember right, I laughed at the very beginning of it where it ended up like knocking over some truckers at the beginning who were transporting something,
Oh, I remember that.
and
Yeah.
it was just one of these things that were just like, I get the effect. It was meant to be scary, but it comes off as really funny.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like they try to make some of these kaiju's that look dumb, scary, and it doesn't work.
It just comes off as not right.
Yeah.
So I don't like the look of it. You don't like the look of it. It does come off as scary at one point. It kind of doesn't in others. But I'm still going to give it for the scariness for that one point because I think that actually really sunk it in for me.
That one scene,
What,
yeah.
yeah, what about you?
It was decent. I mean, that was probably
Did
like
it
the only
serve
scene that made it look somewhat intimidating, but the rest it just didn't look it just looked terrible. Like it was like terribly done.
right? Now, did it serve the plot for you?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't think it did because yeah, Pagos was around, but it's like it was just there.
Yeah, it just kind of hung around. I didn't
Yeah.
really care for it one bit.
So that is 2 points altogether for Pagos. All right, we're on 19. We're getting closer. Oh, that's right. We're on 19. We're
Yeah,
getting
we're
closer.
on 19.
Bitch, did you finish watching 19?
I haven't finished this episode yet.
God damn it, you son
I
of
don't
a
know if I don't know if
biscuit
I'll finish it.
eater.
I will need to watch it though, so I can completely say I finished every episode.
Let's just know that I am angry at this moment.
A little upsetty spaghetti.
Very, very. I need that ravioli, and you better give me the formioli, you son of a
Ravioli,
bitch.
ravioli. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, God. It's just like now that we're done with Old Chiquita, having to go back to rewatch an episode that I didn't watch.
I should just put this on pause and have you finish
Oh
it.
no.
All right. From what you remember from 19, you enjoyed it, right? Because it was basically like a horror movie.
Yeah, it seemed really neat, and also I like the villain. Like the, it's like, I would say it's a villain. Like
Yeah, the
the
Kimmery
yeah,
alien.
um,
Yeah,
that's really
it was
it.
cool.
It's a really interesting design.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the fact that we get to see him multiple times throughout the Ultra series, especially in the Ultraman anime,
Oh yeah,
as Mr. Ito. So it was cool to see where it originated from. I was really happy with that. The design for it, both you and I agree, awesome looking. Honestly, I don't think you got to the kaiju part of it where you actually see him as a kaiju, do you?
I know I
Or
didn't get
did
that
you?
far now.
Okay, when you see him as the kaiju, he's legit terrifying. So he's like pretty scary. He knocks over a lot of shit too.
Him,
Um, and the whole thing with him actually like unleashing this goo that's disappearing people. That's pretty cool. So honestly, full marks for me all the way through.
yeah, I'll
Um,
trust your judgment on this one.
Cool, cool, cool. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Finish the episode.
Well,
Anyways, so that was Keemer. Now we're on to number 20. The creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm sorry.
yes,
The undersea humanoid Ragon.
yeah, this one I really enjoyed a lot.
Why?
Because it was a really cool looking design, and because it was a creature from the Black Lagoon esque like episode.
Well, that's where you and I differ. I was bored as shit with this episode.
I know you were.
Yeah, this one didn't cut it for me. Um, Brief recap: they go to this. What was it? Was it a fishing village?
It was a fishing island like village, and there's like tremors and stuff there, and there were like a few eggs were found. Like it's like the fishermen found a few eggs that they brought in, and then at night the ragons, the crab ragoons,
Crab Ragoon.
they came out, and it was cool because it just they had bright eyes, like the eyes were lighting up, and they walked slowly. It was really neat.
I didn't like the design, but I did think that it would have been terrifying at night. I will give it that.
Yeah,
But you appear to like pretty much everything about it, especially considering that it was terrifying at night. Daytime, however, not so much.
it looked bad during the day, but like some of the sequences, the way they like walked and moved was really cool. Um, but overall, I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. It definitely did serve the plot, though, considering that the entire thing was about it and trying to flee from it, and then also using music to, attract it.
Yeah,
So that's 3 points for you, two for me. So that's a 5 out of 6. That ain't bad. Not bad.
it's good.
So here is a weird one.
Which
Space
one is it?
Directive M774.
Space Directive. Oh, the one with the stingray.
Yeah, with depth charge.
I think the
Boss
only
dang.
yeah, this was one of the ones I was on my phone during the episode. But
It
I
wasn't a bad episode. You liked it though, from what I remember, because the way that it also
oh wait, no, I'm thinking of another one. I think of the next one. But yeah, this one was pretty
you're
decent.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
was the
like this
one
design a lot.
yeah. This one straight up just it's not even a suit, it's just another puppet. But this is the one where basically there's this woman from the planet Ruparts. I
Oh
always laugh
yeah,
at the
yep.
name. From the planet Ruparts, who is there to warn the others of this evil alien called Bostang,
The boss thing, yeah.
and they want to go and find a way to kill it. And as they try to get near it, Bostang is this stingray that launches basically mini nukes from its body to destroy each and every boat that goes by. It's pretty terrifying.
It's nice because it was just refreshing. You haven't seen a whole lot of like aquatic kaiju's. It's always land or air, but this
Technically, we
one,
just got two in a row.
what's that?
I said technically we just got two in a row. We got
Technically,
Creature
yeah,
from
but I
Black
mean,
Lagoon
this
and
is
this
like a
one.
true underwater one.
I guess.
Where like the other one just was like it got on land and it was really on land the whole episode. You didn't really see it swim around.
True. Yeah, so this one uh yeah, this one's straight up just a mana ray stingray. And it's pretty evil. Just wants to kill everything that moves.
Very.
I'll kill everything that moves. You know, like Jay, except he wants to fuck everything that moves. But anyways,
Exactly.
um, I enjoyed this episode. I liked it, especially with that ending where it's fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, that
Um,
was cool, and and aliens wear the same sandals because that's really what it implied.
it really did. It was so weird. Um, so with that, we both liked the design. We both thought it was actually a pretty cool aspect where it was pretty terrifying, right?
Yeah,
And the whole episode was pretty much about it, right?
pretty much. Yeah, it was centered towards it, so it was a definitely a focal point of the episode. It wasn't a side character or just like, oh, now we have to fight it. You know?
There we go. So Boss Dang, full marks across the board. Look at that.
Yep,
And not only that, full marks across the episode too. We both liked it. Look at that.
it was good.
Definitely beats the butterfly episode we're going to talk about next.
Yeah, God, this one was dumb. This was a poo butt episode.
Poo butt. You got poop coming out of your mouth, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. This one sucked. This one was like the weird the butterflies made the guy bigger because it was the metamorpho butterflies, and then he gets bigger, but then he forgets everything about his life.
Yep.
And he's just a monster. And then he's bulletproof too, because, he's just is.
Because bigger makes you stronger and more defensible.
Exactly.
Whatever. This was not a good episode. It was pretty boring, pretty bland. It was Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, just not done in a good way. With this one, the design, it's basically just take a man and change his perspective to be larger and angrier, which is basically what you get when you start riots at the Capitol.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. That's it.
So that's gonna be a no for me on the design. Um, he wasn't
And
really terrifying. He wasn't cool.
he just was a man in pants. Like there was nothing like, and he grew facial hair. Like there was nothing stand out. Like he didn't stand out. He was just a big person. He was literally a big guy.
Right. And I guess the only way I can say he did anything positive was that the episode was technically about him.
Yeah, I mean he was the center of the episode, but
But
it just
doesn't make it a good episode.
yeah, it didn't make it a good episode.
It was even worse than that.
What's that?
This next episode about the octopus.
Oh, you could take this one away because I don't remember this one at all.
So this one's just like that bird episode. This one's just gonna be bad marks all across. It sucked. Wait, you know what? I do have to give it a point. I'm sorry, but I do.
I mean, do you, bud?
You know why?
Why?
Because the episode was about the octopus.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah, so fuck you, Sudar. But yeah, that episode still sucks. So yeah, fuck that episode. Now, here is my episode, the one that I gushed about the last time. The Idol of Goga.
This one was a really good episode.
You were not as hot as I was. Fuck off, Christian.
No, wait, hold on. This is not the episode. I liked the kaiju aspect of this episode
Okay. I'll give you that.
because snails need to make a comeback. This is Robo Snail from Rugrats,
That it? That's all you got?
and it looks cool. And it had a spinning top to it. It's shell spun.
Well then, sir. Yes, all the things you said are correct.
Yeah,
Honestly,
see?
this this episode is really cool. I like the fact that the guy who's an assassin ends up getting squished because he just doesn't pay attention.
Oh yeah, he gets awesome
Um,
powered.
He does. He really does. I like the design of the snail too because it just reminds me of Gurren Lagann so much.
Oh yeah,
It's so cool. Drill snail, drill power.
drill power.
Um, I really like the fact that everything about it, where it starts off as like this legend and then ends up becoming something much more, into something terrifying that they actually call in the military, the JSDF, in order to try to get rid of it. That was pretty cool too. Thought the way that they killed it was kind of lame, but other than that, I thought it was pretty cool all the way through.
Yeah, it was alright. I
So,
like the kaiju more.
and the actual kaiju itself, it started off with with it being the idol, so I'm going to count that as being part of the plot of for the kaiju itself.
Yeah,
So I'm going to give it full marks on my end. What about you?
yeah, for the kaiju, yeah.
All right then. So 6 out of 6. There we go. Full mark for that episode. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
buddy.
You ready for the next one? This one's a weird one.
This was another kid episode that went nowhere.
I mean, it was interesting for what it did. I didn't hate the episode.
I didn't care for it too much.
All
Now, like
right,
looking back at
whatever.
it and kind of remembering it, how the little girl just could make her own apparition, it just didn't
Well,
really stand out to me.
she couldn't make her own apparition because she wasn't evil at heart.
She was haunted or some
She was
shit.
haunted by herself, I guess.
It's pretty
I
deep.
honestly, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, well, the episode itself is interesting because the whole thing is about the girl where she ends up falling asleep and she's basically got a demon version of herself running around killing people off, which is cool in itself. That's pretty scary, but I don't know, man, like with the way that it just doesn't really explain itself very well. Like it doesn't really say why that demon exists or how it existed.
Yeah, it really didn't.
Like, nah. I don't
It,
know. I'm still gonna give it a good point for me because I enjoyed most of the aspects to it.
I'll, I'll give it a I'll give it a point, sure,
You sure?
for
Because I know
creativity, because it's probably
for
one of the more creative
creativity.
ones.
All right, then I'll give you that then. So design of the I did that on purpose. Devil Child.
I mean, there's not really anything to kind of rate because it's just a kid, and that's really it.
Right. I will say that she was terrifying in the fact that she would go around scaring people and then ultimately killing them.
Yeah, I guess that's a little scary. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to wake up and see a little kid in my closet.
um, I have questions.
Well, like like a ghost kid. I think I'd be pretty upset.
Alrighty then. Um, and considering that the entire episode was about her, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So, 2 points for you, 2 points for me. We're gonna go ahead and give her 4 out of 6. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Christian, we are on.
PETA.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Number 26, Peter.
This is PETA. This is the PETA episode. This is the Dynamite Joe episode, or Joe Dynamite, whatever his name was.
Hold my hand, Peter.
Oh my hand, PETA.
I hope everyone who hears that, tries to boo me for that.
I don't care really for the plot or the
I like the
monster.
plot. I like it because the whole thing is basically failed for whatever reason. Failed boxer to newly established clown because he believed in this parasitic relationship to this giant lizard lizard named Peter.
Yeah, he did like stake his whole life with this lizard.
He did. Um, I enjoyed it because it was just so. It was charming in some ways. It was also really dumb, but it was really funny. It made me laugh. It entertained me, and because of the fact that it was entertaining, it gets a point for me.
I guess I was entertained with like when it finally grew to size, the Peter, the kaiju.
When it fucking ran away and it started
Yeah.
screaming, ah!
And I think that was probably the only thing I liked about it.
I love it scream.
I mean, it didn't it like it went into the water and then it went small again. I don't remember how it went, or he got lost.
It blew up at the end.
That's right. The tanks blew up. The oil tanks.
There's just random oil barrels there, and it just blew up. It's like, oh wow, this is a video game after all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love the fact that it screamed. That just entertained the shit out of me. So, did you like the episode?
It was okay.
All right then. The design of Peter,
No, it just looked too.
it was very derpy.
It didn't make
It was
sense. So like this was like a Digimon evolution where it went from a crocodile to like a weird looking chameleon.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it didn't follow. Like if Peter was originally a chameleon, I would have understood it because it looked more chameleon. But because they had a baby crocodile turning into like a chameleon-esque like kaiju,
a
it just
chameleon that ends up standing on its hind legs.
yeah, it didn't work
Screaming.
for me.
I get it. I thought the design was okay, mainly because I was all in for the cheese for this episode. So
This was a very
I was just
cheesy
whatever with
episode.
it. I was just whatever with it.
Yeah.
Was he fearsome or was he cool?
He was neither. I don't think.
Nope, I agree. Did Peter serve the plot?
I mean, yeah, he was the reason why Joe didn't want to box anymore.
That's true.
And people fucked around and found out what Peter does.
And then Peter fucked around and found out in the
Exactly.
pits of hell.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so that's 1 for you and 2 from me. So that's a 3 out of 6. Christian, we have 2 episodes left. Are
Thank,
you excited?
thank the maker.
Maker's Breath. That's a Dragon Age reference, everybody. Anyways, oh my god, I forgot about this. This makes me so happy.
This was this was a good episode, but
It was.
there
The
was
ending was weird, but yeah.
there was no need for this kaiju in this episode.
None whatsoever. But was I happy that it was there? Yes, I was.
Yeah, you all could refer to the last episode on why Sean likes this kaiju. But real quick, it's a walrus. Sean likes a
Snap
movie
cut
about
to
a walrus.
Tusk. But anyways.
But yeah, like this kaiju would have been cool on its own. I like the design. Just looking at the kaiju by itself, I like
So
walruses.
this kaiju is called Totola. Remember that.
Yeah, Totodile.
I hate that you said that.
Tudora.
Totola.
Total, whatever. But this was a good one. I mean, I like the way it looked. It looked menacing, but it didn't need to be in this episode. Not one bit.
No, it really didn't. So, first things first, episode, yay or nay?
Yes, everything about the episode I liked.
Okay. Now, the design of this walrus kaiju,
I liked the design.
I did too. Was he menacing or cool?
For me,
gonna say
I just
no.
found him annoying.
Yeah, me too. Because the way that he moved, it was obviously he's a walrus, but he's also a kaiju. The fact that he still moves slow and lumbering, it's like, come on,
Yeah.
come on. Did it serve the plot? Absolutely not.
None whatsoever.
No. So as much as I love the fact that it's there,
It was
didn't need to
a
be
dumb
there.
thing to be putting in this episode.
Yeah. So that's 1 point from you and 1 point from me. That is 2 out of 6. Sorry, walruses, but just remember, walruses never cry.
I'm not gonna watch
You
that
know,
movie to give
You're
you
gonna
the
fucking
satisfaction
watch
that
it when I
know that
tell you to
reference.
watch it. Now this is gonna be an interesting one. So this is the series finale episode, and they list the train as the kaiju.
Then yeah, you
So
know what? 0 out of 10. Screw this whole episode because this episode was kind of boring.
episode sucked. Not only did it suck as an episode, it sucked as a finale.
Yeah, like it didn't do anything. It didn't like there was no conclusion to June and Ippei and Yuriko's story. It was just
And they left
June.
Ippei off to do nothing.
Yeah,
Literally.
Ippei calls June a murderer, and then that's it. That's all we
Yep.
hear from him.
Yep.
So this was just a really, really annoying finale. Even though like the show's consistency only is just in the human characters, nothing really like coming over from plot to plot or from episode to episode. But like, give me like a finale.
Right, exactly. Want something better than that, but we didn't get it, and that was really disappointing.
Yeah,
So, design of the train. Did it look cool?
it looked like a train. I mean, I don't know what to really say. I see that you can
Right?
buy an Ultra Q figure of this train. For that, I'll go buy a Hess truck or a Hess train at a flea market.
Did the train move around cool, or did it move scary at all?
No, it floated around.
Did it serve the plot?
I don't remember
Yes.
because I don't remember. I
did.
repressed this whole episode even though I watched it a week ago.
So the whole reason why I say that it served the plot is because of the fact that the whole thing about people being uh, transported to another dimension, that way they no longer have to live their lives in their regular world. That's basically the whole thing. It's the train in the very dimension. It's basically to get away from your normal life to, participate and live in a different life away from everyone else and everything else.
And that's how I felt like they wanted this episode to be portrayed, that we're watching these episodes to get away from our normal life. When
Pretty much.
personally some of
Yeah.
these episodes were just duty.
Yeah. So, altogether, I say that it serviced the plot, but everything else about it sucked.
Yeah.
So, that is 1 point from you and 1 point from me. So,
Yeah.
2 out of 6. So, there you have it. That is all the monsters ranked. So, let's go ahead and tally up everything. So, 15 for me. Wow. It's a little bit more than half for me. Okay. So, 13, plus 15 is 28. Ooh boy, 28
28.
divided by 56 is only half.
I agree. I think whatever it would be half. I wouldn't give it a bad rating. I would give it right in the middle kind of rating.
I don't know, man. The fact that it gave it an F, I mean, it's a half.
Oh, well
I mean,
then.
that's a 50%. That's a half.
Yeah.
So, Ultra Q, we liked some of your parts, but we didn't like you in general.
No.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay.
You're an F. You're an F dog.
But it's okay, Sean, because we have another show we're going to watch.
Bitch, you lie.
Which I'm not going to announce it on this episode.
No, I need you to announce it now.
I will text you because I am going to make a video and it'll say the next show that we're going to watch. And it'll just be kind of a thank you to everybody who stuck around and listened to us complain.
Don't leave me or the audience in suspense. Let us know.
Nah, y'all gonna have to wait.
You son of a bitch.
That gives them incentive to come and watch the video when it's up. Marketing, right?
I suppose. I suppose. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our ranking
Yes.
of Ultra Q, the original series.
Yeah, we're finally done with it. Watch it at your own risk.
Your own peril.
And let us know what you think about it.
I strongly advise for anybody who watches it to watch it on certain substances.
It could help. It probably will help.
Yeah, based on everything that we've said here, I think it definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that ranking, that has to be true, right?
Yeah, no, it's Bible. But yeah, watch it at your own pace. Comment. Let us know what you think of it.
So everyone, we want to thank you for listening to us, letting us do this for season 1 of our podcast. We'll be coming back in a little while. We want to take a little bit of a break. That way we can, recuperate from this.
Ultra Q out.
Yeah.
Just forget about it.
We may put out a special or two, in between seasons, depending on, stuff that we're watching. That way we can try to get things done and, hopefully finish Lost Galaxy before then.
Hey, no, I'm watching it. I'm just slow at watching it because it's slow. It's a slow show.
That's true. So,
all right.
Hopefully we can get that done before the next season. That way I never have to bring it up again.
Yes.
Anyways,
hopefully.
This is Sean, a.k.a. Kensuketi.
This is Cadaver Chris. Thank you all for listening.
Don't forget to wear your towel. Bring your towel. Don't forget your towel.
Bring your towel. Wind the podcast for the next viewer or next listener. See you next time.
Bye, everybody!